Hey everybody, I hope you're staying safe and healthy during these crazy times. I just wanted to say that I've been absolutely loving all the creativity I've been seeing on social media, so I thought it was time to pay it forward. My name is Mike Roeder, this is Quarantinis, and today I'm going to show you how to make my signature cocktail, the Lakeview Old Fashioned. Let's do it. Before I went into quarantine, I made sure to stop by my local Jewel on Ashland Avenue to pick up Maker's Mark, simple syrup, bitters, soda water, an orange, and cherries. Now grab that rocks glass and some ice. And before I go on, I just want to give a huge shout out to the Jewel on Ashland, not just for having all the ingredients that I needed, but for being cool, calm, collect, and sanitary. So this drink and this recipe in particular came about a couple years back when Old Fashions really started getting popular again. Everyone was drinking them, myself included. I came home to visit my parents and I told my dad, hey, I'm drinking Old Fashions. And first he laughed in my face, but then we got to work on a recipe that we felt was a good homage to the classic Old Fashioned, while still being accessible to people who are maybe newer to Old Fashions or just whiskey in general. That's why I call it the Lakeview Old Fashioned. It's laid back, it's mainstream, and it's for everyone. So here we go. First step, you're gonna take your orange and you're gonna peel yourself a nice rind from it. And I'm glad that we're filming myself doing this on camera because I'm really not good at this. I always mess my rinds up, so hopefully we'll get a good one here. So what you wanna do is take your orange rind, take the inside, go ahead and rub it all along the lip of the glass. Then you want to make yourself a little noodle with the orange, squeeze it out over the top. Get that nice orange aroma in the glass, and then you're going to want to set that rind to the side for later. Then you're going to go to your bitters. Now this one I like to be careful but diligent with. I like to do 10 shakes of bitters. Now people might be saying, Mike, that's crazy. I only put 2 or 3 drops of bitters in my Old Fashions. But this is going to be a controlled 10. So you're just going to want to very carefully with discipline, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Not spraying it all over the place, it's a disciplined 10. After that, you're going to go to your simple syrup. I like to add 2 tablespoons. And I say tablespoons exactly. I promise you I'm not eyeballing it. Some experienced bartenders may not need to measure, but I found that 2 tablespoons is the perfect amount for this drink. Not too sweet, not overwhelming. It doesn't take over the drink at all. Once you got your 2 tablespoons of simple syrup in there, you're gonna wanna go to your club soda. Open that up. Again, 2 tablespoons on the nose, I promise you. I've been working on this drink for a couple of years. So, once you have your 2 tablespoons of simple syrup and soda water and your 10 shakes of bitters, I like to agitate. Mix it all together, and when you use the soda water, you're gonna get a nice foam in there. They talk a lot about bell curves with Old Fashions, whereas the drink gets better the more you drink it. What we just mixed together, that's your reward for getting through the whiskey. After you have your soda water, bitters, and simple syrup mixed up, you're gonna wanna go to your ice. I'm a big believer in lots of ice, but not too much because again, this is an Old Fashioned. If you prefer like the big spheres, that's cool. What I'm using today are squares. I'm gonna put about 4 or 5 squares in there. Once you have your ice placed in, then you can get to the good stuff. Again, my preferred whiskey for this drink is Maker's Mark bourbon. Obviously you can use a rye. I just love Maker's Mark. Again, shout out to the good people at Maker's Mark. If you send me some bottles, I'll say anything about your fine product. My loyalty can be bought, so please send me some bottles. Again, I go back to when I'm mixing up my cocktails, I'm just huge on measuring the ingredients because I want it to taste right. A lot of people think that, oh, 1 shot's good. That means 2 shots are better. But that's really not the case. Making cocktails like baking is a science. So please, be disciplined with your pours. So right here, what I'm doing is just pouring out 1 shot of Maker's, pouring it over the ice. Once you have your Maker's in the glass, take a spoon. You're just gonna wanna swirl it up, agitate it like so. I like to give it about 10 swirls. Boom, you're good to go. Once you got your 10 swirls, you're gonna wanna take your cocktail skewer. You're gonna go back to that orange rind that you put to the side before. You're gonna pierce one end of the rind. You're gonna go ahead and take one of your cherries, go through there, and then seal it off on the end because we're fancy boys. Boom, there's your garnish. You pop that in there, and that, my friends, is the Lakeview Old Fashioned. I'm Mike Roeder, and this has been Quarantinis. Cheers.